Thank you, Unity Band. Whoa. All right, we're back. Good morning. Oh, what's new? Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing, where we are spiritually awakening to our oneness with God, each other, and all creation. And that comes from our vision of seeing a world powerfully transformed through a growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening. And on this, our very first on-location service, I'd like to invite your board president, Dan Maynard, to come up to give you an official welcome. Howdy do. Did this mic right here will work? Yeah. Turn it on.
Welcome.
Is that on? No? Okay.
Almost.
Hold it longer.
There we go.
Okay.
Hello. What a joy. I am just vibrating with goosebumps. I haven't stopped since I walked in. We have worked so hard, I'll tell you. The journey to get here has been a long one. You know, 2019 in September, we changed. We thought it was a loss, but it was actually a win. Look at what we got. You know? Wow. And sometimes it seemed like it was really uphill. We're like, why is this taking forever? What's wrong? It's even one thing after another. Why is this taking forever? This is why. Because we needed to be here at this time in this moment. It was supposed to be. It's all part of the plan. Like I said, it's God's timing. He knew what the plan was. We just didn't know it. So we are, yes, it's a great way. So we are home. Welcome to Unity Campus. We are going to do so many wonderful things for the neighborhood and for everyone and for all of us to be able to be back together. What a joy. I am filled with gratitude. My heart is so filled with gratitude. Last night we had a group of people come in and we did our Course in Miracles poolside chat, and that was just an enlightening experience, I'll tell you. Enjoyed it. So, gratitude. First, I'd like to ask Sue, would you please stand up? Stacy, stand up, please. Craig, well, Craig's out. Is Craig out still outside? Oh, there he is, Craig. Okay, good. And, of course, Jerry Padani, please stand up. This was the core team. These people worked every day to make this be what it is. They really worked very hard at it. They were diligent. Sometimes Jerry went a little crazy because he had so much to do. And Sue was such a great leader. And Craig shows up and says, what can I do? This guy has done landscaping. He has done everything. He has been a great force. We really have needed him. Okay, and I know that there is a handful of other people, and I don't have all the names, but everybody that came and helped paint and bring and donate things, please stand up. Identify yourselves.
I see you guys out there.
Come on, don't be
watering
shy.
The property, yeah. Supporting new toilets for our other bathroom. Thank you. Big round of applause.
Big round of applause.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is the first day of Unity's new adventure. We are going to do a lot of great things, and I'm excited about the adventure and all the things that are going to happen here. So, with love and light, I say namaste to all of you.
Namaste. Oh, we didn't get that off. Sorry about that. Okay, with our first steps out of the way, let's go to prayer. And I'd like to begin with an ecumenical prayer because we know that there is no right and perfect path. It's about finding our path and honoring each other, whatever path they are on. And so we affirm that the enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ moves through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. And you know, as big as today is, this has been a week. First of all, happy Father's Day to all of our fathers here. including our first-time father, Lee Nelson. It's his very first Father's Day. All you experienced fathers can pass on advice. It's also the summer solstice. You know, everything. This is the most light that we get all year. And at the same time, there's been some very dark spots this week in Lansing. The shootings that are going on in Lansing are astronomical. There's some unrest and there's some violence right in our community. And then this week, on the bright side, they passed a national holiday for Juneteenth. It's just so exciting to have that recognized as a holiday, to start allowing us to get all of the history of the United States. And for those of you who don't know, Juneteenth is the day that the slaves that were in Texas finally found out they were free. They had been emancipated 6 months before, and nobody told them. So, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of joys and some sadness and grief. So, just invite you to join together with me in prayer. We bless our neighbors. Our neighbors are not just those right next to us, but anyone else with whom we share this delightful planet. We pray with understanding and compassion in our hearts, knowing divine light always shines, even in the darkest moments. We acknowledge and forgive our past trespasses as we make amendments and commit to do better. We bless the continued work of our essential workers, who are so devoted to serving others in times of need. We bless those in grief, whatever their loss, knowing that God is their strength. We bless the diversity of life, the richness of uniqueness, and the growing edge of love expressing. We lift our gaze to remember our shared humanity, our unity, centered in God's divine presence within. We know the truth for each person in our neighborhood. We are guided by wisdom arising in love as we act in ways that foster peace and wholeness for all. We continue with a prayer for unity of Lansing, which is really you and me, all of us, those two joining us online. Take that deep breath and know that Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing truly embraces its spiritual journey. We bless our times of wandering and wondering. We give thanks that each path that ended redirected our attention to a new path of bountiful blessings. We are right now emerging as a greater force of love, an expression of good in our neighborhood and in our own lives. We are receptive to the handprint of God, guiding us to a greater understanding, to fields of unlimited possibilities, new opportunities to be a meaningful light in our world. And so it is. Allah, Shalom, Amen, Namaste. Well, you may have noticed this looks a little different for church. And I am really getting the direction that in the Church of the New Millennium is about community. It's about gathering together. It's about being with each other. And you don't do that in lecture hall style. So you're at tables. So I'm going to throw out, normally we do reach out and touch. And we are going to reach out and touch verbally, as this. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you get to discuss it at the table. Maybe meet your neighbors. And also, let me say, a lot of us have forgotten names. So do not be embarrassed. If you go, darn, that face looks familiar, say, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, right? Nobody's going to hold it against you, and this will probably go on. Well, it'll always go on. We just were never had the permission to say that before, and feel okay about it. So, also on hugging and touching, please ask permission. I personally am not hugging. I am doing a baptism today, and I just want to create safe spaces, so each of us has our own level of comfort, so please do that. So the question you're about ready to ask at your table here to discuss, today we opened our doors. So what door are you ready to open in your life? What door are you ready to open? The thing that maybe you're going to do, so have a way. You get to talk in church. You can talk to each other. And for those of you that are online, everybody at the table, ignore me. Those of you that are with us virtually, think about that yourself. Is there something that's been calling you to do, your heart's been calling you to do? Maybe it's opening the door of your heart to someone or something that's been a block for you, it's been a closed door. Father's Day, maybe it's time to reach out to an estranged father. Maybe it's time to open the door to an emotional healing. Maybe it's the time to do something new for fun, open to that new opportunity, that new hobby, that new joy, that new whatever. I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds talking to you, and we're going to come back with a song because we've missed singing together. Is it on?
Check.
Okay.
Swing wide the doors,
The time is right.
swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for
Humankind, swing wide the doors of his heart of mine. Wide the
I'm
doors.
not holding it in anymore.
I'm gonna shout it out loud.
I understand now what I'm here for,
and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
There's a voice that
I've heard for a year.
I've learned to
Keep it inside,
Well, now it's coming out
loud
loud
and
and
clear. I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Woo! Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Good morning. I'm Lee Nelson, and I'm your platform assistant for the day. Today's daily word is fatherly love. Inspired by Jesus' words, "As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love." We treasure our childhood memories of feeling safe when our father or a father figure in our life was nearby. We remember our father's encouragement as we were learning to ride a bike, as we explored the wonders of nature together, or were taught to use money wisely. Even when we made youthful mistakes, our father's sometimes stern but always wise judgment helped us find the way back to our path. I give thanks for both the sacred human and the unfolding expression of God within our Father and everyone who has blessed each of us with fatherly love. Today we pray for our Father and for all fathers, affirming for each of them growing wisdom, understanding, and willingness to nurture others with a father's encouraging love. We affirm together, I give thanks for my Father and all expressions of fatherly love. For the month of June, we are focusing on our core value of freedom. Yesterday was the new federal holiday of Juneteenth, a day to celebrate emancipation from slavery. Emancipation is a declaration of freedom. Emancipation comes to each of us when we know the truth that sets us free. the truth that we are each an expression of the divine, actively co-creating a life worth living. Freedom is a powerful force of spirit that breathes within us, emancipating all of us from erroneous limitations. Our personal freedom is dependent on the capacity of others to be free and unlimited. Let us affirm together. We champion each individual's freedom to become a full expression of spirit. Today marks a day of our freedom, freedom to gather in person at our new spiritual home. And during the pandemic, we learned new skills which we still serve us going forward. Our Sunday services are now hybrid. This means that they will be available to you both on location and online, whichever works for you. Currently, we continue to offer classes and meetings online and anticipate expanding to offering hybrid experiences by the fall. Details of all of our activities can be found on our website, unitylansing.org, and our weekly e-news. Our prayer ministry team continues to be active and available to hold you and your loved ones in prayer. Prayer requests can be made on or in the prayer box in our lobby or electronically through the website or with a phone call to the church. Unity is offering a special summer book study on Zoom so you can participate from your home or even while traveling. The study is Nonviolent Communication, a Language of Life. We will meet on Wednesday evenings, 6:30 p.m., beginning July 14th for 6 weeks. You will need to pre-register so handouts can be emailed to you. Copies of the books are available at the Unity office for $11 or on Amazon or bookstores, and they're also available on Audible so you can listen to it. This is a continuation of the study of compassionate communication that members of your board and trustees and leadership team have already begun. We see this as a great tool as we emerge as an even more loving community in our new space. And now I'd like to introduce our musical guest for this week, our very talented drummer, Michael Rosettos, who we affectionately call Raz.
Back when I was a child, before life removed all the innocence, my father would lift me high and dance with my mother and me, and then spin me around till I fell asleep. Then up the stairs he would carry me, and I knew for sure I was lost. If I could get another chance, another walk, another dance with him, I'd play a song that would never ever end. How I love, love, love to dance with my father again. When I and my mother would disagree, to get my way I'd run from her to him. He'd laugh just to comfort me, and finally make me do just what my mama said. Later that night when I fell asleep, one final dance with him. I'd play a song that will never ever end. How I love, love, love to dance with my Father again. Sometimes at night outside the door, and I'd hear my mama cry for him. I pray for her even more than me. I pray for her even more than me. I know I'm praying hard for much too much, but can you send back the only man she loves? I know you don't do it usually, but dear Lord, she's dying to dance with my Father. Every night I go to sleep, this is all I ever dream.
Yeah. Excellent. Whoa. And I'll tell you, if anybody knows anything about playing drums, to be able to sing and play drums at the same time, 2 feet, 2 hands in your mouth, this is not simple. If we can leave this on, I'll use it for a little bit. Okay, great. Because come on up, because we have another first today. We have a baptism. This is the first ever baptism for Unity Spiritual Center. Come on up. Get on camera here. Hi, Corbin. This is your day. This is your day. Wow, you have brought this little one, remembering that before he was yours, he was a child of God. And it is your privilege to stand sponsor for him. Guard well his trust. This child comes to you endowed with infinite possibilities of good. He comes to teach you as well as to learn from you. Today you seek God's gracious approval of the trust placed in you and your acceptance of it. We believe and affirm that you are worthy and well qualified to fulfill the obligations of your sponsorship, to raise in grace and truth this child committed for a time to your care. I now invite you to share your blessing covenant that you are making with your child. Just a second, I'm going to give you a mic. Hello? Yep.
To our gorgeous, magical raven, Corbin. We wear tie-dye today to represent the rainbow of emotions and expressions that are a part of this life that we get to experience as spiritual beings have a human experience. And as your parents, the joy we have to share these colors of life with you. We acknowledge that we choose you and you choose us, and we keep choosing you each moment as we continue on this epic journey of life together. To you we pledge our ongoing love. In doing this, we seek to live our life in such a way that our footsteps in the sands of life will lead you in ways that will result in you fulfilling your divine purpose.
We pledge to you that we will look beyond appearances to behold your indwelling Christ self, and in so doing, encourage you to express your perfect self through your words and actions.
We believe in your dreams, understand your doubts, walk with you in your fears, laugh with you, play with you, and grow with you in all your days.
We commit ourselves to tell the truth to you in love, to nurture and nourish our own personal relationship with God, so that you might come to know your relationship with Spirit is now and always will be your primary relationship. And in seeing our example, you will learn to keep your own counsel with the universe, moment by moment.
This is our covenant to you. In return for this pledge to you, We ask that you so believe in our belief in you, that this belief will support you in choosing thoughts, behaviors, and activities that are worthy of you, God's holy and beloved child.
You got it. You got it. Well, in Unity, in Unity, we baptize with rose petals because, one, we believe every life is an original blessing, just comes to us pure, right from spirit. And we have multiple color rose petals because they're tie-dyed. But a rose is such a great example because you see this bud and you can't force it to open. It opens on its own time, the right and perfect time, this divine order. And the different colors have meant things to people forever. You know, different color roses: white, certainly purity; pink, love; the yellow, wisdom; the orange, the zealousness for life that you are full of. I can just see it growing right in you. The lavender for the power that comes with Corbin, the power of the spoken word. So I'm going to ask if he'd come to me. Hi. And what are you naming your child?
Corbin Waylon Nelson.
Corbin Waylon Nelson. I baptize you in the name of God, the one power and the one presence active in you and in your life. And I baptize you in the name of the Christ, that divine spark of divinity within you. And I baptize you in the name of the Holy Spirit, that activity of God in everything you think, say, and do. Is that fun?
Is that it?
Oh, okay. We got it in. Okay. What is this lady doing to me? I'd like to invite the grandparents to come up. Excuse me. It's been said that it takes a whole village to raise a child. And of course, we're his spiritual family, and we have some of his biological family here, and some virtually with us. That we really join together to support the parents, just to be part of that loving strength in the community, to support Corbin in his great ongoing. So grandparents, it's so special to include you in the celebration because your prayers and future involvement in Corbin's spiritual life will add immeasurably to his spiritual growth. And so grandparents, Sally and Wes Nelson, I think they sent something in. And because what I'd like to do at this point is ask the family members to each give Corbin their blessing, just as we have blessed him. So whichever one of you want to start. You want to hand it? Oh, okay. Good.
For my parents, Sally and Wes, they sent me a verse that they would like to give to Corbin. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord's face radiate with joy because of you. May he be gracious to you, show you his favor, and give you peace. Numbers 6:24-26. We love you, Corbin.
That was better than the rose petals, right?
Corbin, my sweet, unique, precious grandson, on this special blessing day, may you always feel the presence of the loving God who created you and walks with you on every day. May you have a loving and kind heart. May your hands be busy as you learn and grow.
Oh.
May your eyes be dazzled by stars, delighted by rainbows and our beautiful world. May your feet walk on life-giving paths which lead to love and truth. And may your mind be full of hope and forgiveness. May you develop a deep relationship with the Creator of the world. Yes, our Father God. And he will always be waiting to listen and encourage you. And when Mimi's arms of love cannot reach you, I will love you with my prayers.
Corbin, may the light of God's presence shine on you always, and may you feel the warmth of his love. May you walk with the Lord all the days of your life. Andy and Lee, Becky and I pray for you every day, and may God give you wisdom and grace as you raise Corbin. Please never forget that we're here for you.
And I think on such a day, did you have another one?
Yeah.
Oh, got another one coming in, okay.
Yeah, this is my sister from Indonesia.
Wow.
Okay, go Claire. Wait,
Put her.
wait. She's on mute. Okay, go
Okay,
Claire.
here we go.
Hi Corbin, we love you. This is from Auntie Claire, Uncle Ado, and Alana, and Kobe. We just bless you to be a strong, shining light to everyone in your community. We also bless you with the experience to truly experience the Father, the Son, and the Spirit in an intimate, deep way. We also bless you with a large faith for the things that seem impossible that will become possible with Christ living through you. We love you and are so glad you're part of our family.
Thank you. Wow. And I think since everybody else has had their say, I would like to share some words from Corbin. Okay. He says, "Don't be confused by my body, and don't be confused by my size, for I've just come from the Creator, and I'm ancient and very wise." Whittley has a song for Corbin. You want to shade the microphone there? And he just turned 6 months yesterday.
Please join in song. The lyrics are on your sheet. Second verse is Face of Love. To you, you are the face of God. Yeah. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Please join. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. Oh, you are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. Oh, you are the face of love. One more time. You are the face of love. Oh, yes, you are. I hold you in my heart. Family, you are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. Oh, you are the face of love. Mwah.
Wow. You realize he is a COVID baby, which means he has probably never seen this many people in one place at a time. I mean, we just have no idea what our new lives coming in have experienced. So this is like, whoa, there's more people out there in the world. Okay, I do have an important announcement to get. If you get an email from Unity Spiritual Center and the subject says, "What happened in 2020?" don't open it. It's a virus. Grown. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, there is so much to unpack. I just finished the Unity Convention. The theme was we rise above embodying spirit and principle. It's like we come off a convention and we just want to come and unload all of this on our congregations. And so you'll be hearing about this as the months to come, a lot of stuff that happened. One of the big things that I'm so proud of that happened is that Unity passed a resolution to dismantle systemic racism within Unity. And yes, we have racism within Unity. The very fact that most of us here are white, we see through a white gaze. We don't even get what we're doing. So that's something that we'll be working on. It's nothing that's going to change overnight, but for us as a movement to put out a resolution apologizing for the wrongs that have been done and a commitment to do better and actually put some money into what we want to do better, to have training. So that's the whole thing that's unfolding. Of course, it's Father's Day, it's solstice, our first service in this building, in our own building, almost 2 years. And it was in 2015, if you remember back then, some of you were around, as part of this, when the two congregations merged, the intention was you each had a building, and you agreed you would merge if you could have a third building, a new building that was neutral for everybody. And it took us a while. It reminds me of Family Circus, that little kid that is going just next door and he wanders around and, and gets home like an hour later. It was just a 2-minute thing. So our message today is really in 3 parts. You just had the first part. You are the face of God. We are all original blessings. Every moment is an original blessing that we get. I'm going to talk to you a continuation of the laws of the universe that I started last week, and then the third part is about the other laws of the universe, the bylaws, which have to do with the church. We're going to install your board of trustees. So I called this talk Laying Down the Law. I don't know if any of you were ever told, boy, wait till your dad gets home, he's going to lay down the law. It's one of those things. And we operate within these laws of the universe all the time. We're just really not always conscious of it. So I'm going to start with the law of cause and effect, which is actually a physics law. It's Newton's third law, that wherever there's an action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So an example of this would be a swimmer. Swimmer is swimming through the water. As he goes forward, the water goes backward. There's action and reaction. So we understand that as a physical law, but do we understand it as a spiritual law? That every movement that we make has an equal reactionary movement to it. Our energy has this corresponding movement to it. Sometimes we call it karma, right? We want to get some more good karma or, pay off some unskilled karma that we picked up over the years. It's really the golden rule. Do unto others as you have others do unto you. Do what you would have done to you. And for us, it's really such a simple reminder that if we see something in our life that is uncomfortable, that we're not happy with, that we'd like to change, find out what action we're making that is bringing that action back into our life. And I might add, it's not just action, thoughts are things, so things are good ones, up it up there. This next law I want to talk about is the law of compensation. And this has comforted me so many times, because what it says is there is nothing lost in the universe. We know the universe is a closed system. It's all energy just changing form. That's all that it is. So when you lose something, you can't really lose it. And I think about our building. I often use the terms, we lost our building in a fire. And we're compensated. Ta-da! Which reminds me, there's a new term I've been trying to adapt. You get the to-do list? I'm working on the to-done list. We have a lot of stuff that's to-done. And, the fact that the universe always compensates us, sometimes we don't recognize it and realize this is what was going round. It comes in so many forms. But even, for example, we lost all of our books in the fire. Oh, my goodness. We have received specific books again back in the church, the things that we're missing. We got a gift of about 1,000 books this past week. Thank you, Chris, for picking them up. So there is nothing lost. It's just a matter of that timing and waiting that the universe isn't going to take anything from us. And likewise, there's nothing free in the universe. When something comes to us, we are part of that exchange, that sacred exchange of energy. And then I thought about this law of compensation. Question, can we ever really give something away? No. It's like you cannot give away the good. It's just going to come back to you. And stuff that we let go of comes back to us multiplied. So, we're just there's no way we can get rid of the good stuff. It's just going to bless us. Another law I want to talk about, touch on, is the law of relativity. Now, the law of relativity is a neutral law. We have a tendency when we're talking to say, this is good and this is bad. But the law is, it is. It just is. Things just are. We label it good or bad. And we usually label it in relationship to something else, right? That's where our judgment comes in. We look at something else. And for example, We could say this church is huge compared to the Home Street or even the Marshall Street property. But I could also say our church is small compared to Unity of Houston. See, it's all relative. Or about I'm tall compared to Corbin. I'm short compared to, well, just about anybody else today. So it's all relative. And so if we think about this, when we find ourselves in judgment of a situation, when we say this is good or this is bad, it really helps to get a different perspective. The more relative relationships we can get, the broader our perspective, and the less judgmental we get. We kind of get more of a sense of the richness, like, with the tie-dye with the multiple colors for Corbin, that every color is beautiful. And maybe this one is brighter than that one. Maybe this one is more energetic than that one. But they are all valid in their own vibration of light. They are all important to the wholeness of life. Checking on comparisons, I think, makes us more grateful. That we realize what we have is just such a gift. Like Confucius said, happiness does not consist in having what you want, but in wanting what you have. So when we get that great appreciation for what we have, it just, it sends out that law of compensation into the universe, right? We're going to get more of what it is. And I think if we really appreciate what we have, when we kind of get the perspective, the human relativity that we've labeled this thing, we really become rich as we become grateful for our health. No matter how much health we have, if we're grateful for the health that we do have, the love that we have, the relationships that we have, the freedom that we have, whatever inspiration we have, it just grows more of that. Then we come up to the law of polarity. No wonder we get so tricky with this relativity, because there's this law of polarity, because everything has an opposite. Oh my goodness. This gets so confusing in the universe. But if you think about it, sad helps us appreciate happy. And both are valid. Difficult makes us appreciate easy. I mean, how many of us have said to our kids, you don't appreciate how easy it is? When I was a kid, I walked uphill both ways, right? To school, And I think today, the energy and the appreciation of seeing each other is because we've come out of a time when we couldn't see each other. So this is this polar opposite. So there's times that we gather and times that we're apart. And I don't know, before the pandemic, and maybe you too, would say to yourself, maybe just in your mind, maybe out loud, that, I wish I could just be by myself for a little while. I wish everything would just stop for a little while. I just need some time apart. Poof, we got it. Not good, not bad. It's just that opposite. That is. And I think as we grow spiritually, what happens is that these are the laws. We get to see beyond the binary, the good, the bad, the differences, and understand that this is a complexity of oneness. This is the depth and the richness of oneness. And then I wanted to move into, I got two more laws here, just wanted to finish up on. There's a law of perpetual motion or rhythm, that the universe is always in motion, which is really kind of Unity's fifth principle. We understand that to know spirit intimately, we also have to be the action of spirit. We have to be spirit expressing. It's not enough just to hold the thoughts in mind. It's not enough to think the good thoughts. It's about doing that action. And remember that last week we talked about the universe is all energy. There is no solid thing in it. Everything is energy, energy in motion. So of course the universe is always in motion. And I think about if you leave what we call a thing, a house, a sidewalk, whatever, and do nothing, what happens to it? It just starts disintegrating because it's in motion. If you're not going to give energy into it, it's going to do its energetic thing and start deteriorating, what we call deteriorating, start changing form, So kind of interesting. It's always in motion. Nothing will stay the same. And I know I've had moments where I just go, just stop. Just stop for a moment. Let me catch my breath, and then we can go on with this great drama and adventure that I have chosen. And everything this whole thing with movement too is a reminder that things come in cycles. Today is solstice, the longest day of the year. Tomorrow it's going to be shorter. and shorter and shorter until we get to the longest night of the year, knowing that the longest day is going to come back. And there's a great comfort in understanding this movement in cycles, as above, so below, that the whole process of life, even the process of aging, from the 6-month-old expression of life to those of us that are beyond 6 months old. Great reminder to simply be in this moment. It's such a holy moment, and just savor this. It will never come again, and it is such a blessing, such a blessing. And then the last one is an interesting one. It's the law of gender. And the law of gender doesn't have to do about men and women. The law of gender is that there's 2 types of energy. We sometimes call them masculine and feminine, but don't think of men and women. Think about the idea of the moon and the sun, the yin and the yang, that one of the energies is passive. It's like the follow field. There are times that we need to be silent. We need to be internal. We need to allow ourselves to receive. And there are times that we need to be active. We need to be the plant that is growing. We need to be that movement forward, like the sun sending out its light, the moon reflecting the light, the feminine and the masculine. So consider this, that both of us have masculine and feminine characteristics in our thinking. Jung went into this with the anima and animas. But beyond that, it just struck me that the fact that as a woman that I would have this masculine energy, and as a man would have feminine energy, it's about that internalist urging desire to really grasp our oneness, that in this richness of complexity, there's only one. And for our human mind to really be able to grasp that, the complexity is the richness of life. And then there's one more law, and that's church and bylaws. So the church has a spiritual purpose, and we have the law of the land, of which you have elected a group of wonderful people to be your board of trustees. So I'm going to invite board members to all come up right now, because normally we do an installation of our board members right during our annual meeting, but this year it was virtual, and it just didn't quite happen. A lot of things didn't quite happen this year. So, as I bring you up here, this is Dan Maynard, your board president, Lee Nelson, one of our board members, Nancy Cody, longtime board member. You're getting on, this is your 6th year? Yeah. Chrissy is here, one of our new board members. Kathleen Asif, who is our vice president. Jane, who is our secretary. And I'm going to ask you a very personal question, because I get asked it all the time. How do you pronounce your last name correctly? Kloos. Okay, everybody take that note. Kloos, like clue, but Kloos. Closer, Kloos. So say, this is good to get this straightened out. And Casey, who is our secretary, is up north with her husband, trying to get some time in before the baby comes in a couple of weeks. So that's where she is. I said, get it while you can. All right, okay. So you have each been charged to perform the duties and responsibilities of a board member of Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. Are you willing to follow the principles as set forth by the Unity movement and to look always to the Christ within for wisdom, guidance, and inspiration?
I am.
Do you consecrate yourself promoting the welfare and growth of our spiritual community and the entire Unity movement, following Unity principles and looking to the Christ within for wisdom, guidance, and inspiration?
I do.
So I have here, we're kind of shy. I used to give the board candles, but we're kind of shy about candles after the fire. So I'm going to invite you to take one of these bundles to see what Spirit has charged you with this year. And if you'd like to take that piece of paper off, and we'll pass the mic down so you can share. Okay, I'll turn it back on. Hold it in longer. Hello. So what I've given them is smudge, which is for cleansing, and a feather from one of the geese on our property. They're pruning feathers. They didn't die. No animals were harmed.
Okay, spiritually awakening. Spirit has charged me with the value of the spiritual awakening. feather is a symbol reminding us that just like the lead goose of a...
The feather's a symbol.
Oh, okay. The feather, sorry. Migrating flock, our heart guides us in the best direction to be a powerful force for good in our neighborhood. This stage is symbolic of my commitment to Unity's release of anything unlike a spiritual awakening. I accept the charge of spiritually awakening.
Thank you.
Joyfulness. Spirit has charged me with the value of joyfulness. This feather is a reminder of how geese enjoy life. Together they eat, play, swim, and fly. This sage is symbolic of a commitment to Unity's release of anything unlike joyfulness. I accept the charge of joyfulness.
Stewardship. Spirit has charged me with the value of stewardship. This feather is a reminder of how the goose is a protector and watcher. Only a goose can lay a golden egg. This sage is a symbol of commitment to Unity's release of anything unlike stewardship. I accept this charge of stewardship.
Freedom. Spirit has charged me with the value of freedom. This feather is a symbol of our emancipation from bondage that kept us from taking flight, that we might live our lives in bliss. This sage is symbolic of my commitment to Unity's emancipation from anything unlike freedom. I accept the charge of freedom.
Inclusiveness. Spirit has charged me with the value of inclusiveness. This feather is a reminder of how the geese thrive in community, each fulfilling their role and each role equally valued. This sage is symbolic of my commitment to Unity's release of anything unlike inclusiveness. I accept the charge of inclusiveness.
Prayer. Spirit has charged me with the value of prayer. This feather is a reminder of how the goose swoops in, just like Spirit, a gentle, powerful nudge to refocus, just as we do in times of prayer. This sage is symbolic of a commitment to Unity's release of anything unlike prayer. I accept this charge of prayer.
Thank you. And I put the papers down someplace, so I'm going to read the words of your commitment to you, and you can say, if you commit. Okay. We're just winging it here with all the feathers, yeah. I love that you will lovingly dedicate and concentrate yourself to the will and the work of the Christ within you by supporting the minister and the community members with your prayers, encouragement, fellowship, and honest, loving response to their words and actions. By committing yourself to work with the minister in building a harmonious leadership team and in honoring each member of the spiritual community. And through your consciousness and conscious actions to support the spiritual, emotional, and financial well-being of this church. Will you accept this commitment?
I accept.
I hereby install you as board members of Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing and charge you with the responsibility of serving this ministry in love, faith, and joy. Thank you. We're going to punctuate this by getting together to sing Blessing to the World. Why don't you, we'll sing the first verse to them and then we'll bring it on to us. It's a real simple song. The words are there. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of Spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Now everybody own it for yourself. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of Spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the... Sing it to someone at your table. You are the heart, you are the hands. I'm singing it to you, Michael. The Spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. Collectively, we are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of Spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. Thank you for being in service. And I just want to take a moment in meditation just to take all of this in. So I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And just to take a deep breath. And then release that breath. All that we take in, we freely release, knowing that there is Spirit at work in and through our lives at all times and in all ways. A light when it seems dark, comfort when it seems challenging. Each day in every way, our minds and hearts become a little more deeply entrenched in understanding the scope of this amazing process called life. Understanding that within each challenge, each obstacle is a seed to a solution and a resolution that is grander than any of us could have conceived. Each day, in so many ways, we understand that not only does it take a village to raise a child, it takes a village to raise the fullness of expression of life in the richness of its complexity. In this moment today, doors are opening for each of us. Doors are presenting paths to us, and all we need to do is to walk through. We are each being called in a way that perhaps we have never been called before. Called to stand up in kindness. Called to connect in ways that are deep and meaningful. Called to allow our light to shine into the darkest recesses of humanity, of this human race consciousness of which we are a part. So with all the doors that are opening, we know that the most important one is that door that is within our own heart and mind, so that not only may we receive the fullness of God within us, that we may be the fullness of expression of Spirit in our neighborhood. So for this time together, for the many blessings, we say, thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. We're going to go back to Raz. You have another beautiful piece of music for us. Thank you.
I thought I would be so ready, be the man, the rock, the steady, till she finally told me it was time. We had prayed, anticipated, making all the preparations for the day our little boy arrived. And I knew that I would cry when I looked into his eyes. My whole world was changed in that moment. To feel love like this never known it. 'Cause I don't matter anymore. He's all that I live for. I guess I didn't know I missed it until I knew the love of Father. Day the sand is falling, now he's crawling, then he's walking. I don't want to miss a single time. I can't help but think about it. Someday he'll live home without me. Follow God, find his path in life. So I hold him close tonight, and I'll cherish every time. My whole world was changed in that moment. To belong like this, I've never known it. 'Cause I don't matter anymore. He's all that I live for. I guess I didn't know I missed it until I knew the love of a father. When I hold him in my arms, I think I almost see how my Father up in heaven feels about me. My whole world was changed in that moment. To belong like this, I never known it. 'Cause I don't matter anymore. He's all that I live for. I didn't know what I was missing till I knew the love of a father. 'Cause I don't matter anymore. He's all that I live for. I didn't know what I was missing till I didn't know what I was missing. I didn't know what I was missing till I knew the love of a father.
Thank you. And happy Father's Day to the band, which it's all fathers. Jeff, John, Justin, and Steve, who's home, relaxing.
Recognizing that the pandemic has changed many of our practices, including how we support the work of Unity, this is the time during our service when we acknowledge the practice of generosity. Some of us prefer to continue to support Unity through gifts made online or through the mail. Others of us prefer to make our sacred exchange when we are present at service. We are experimenting with the safe and sacred way to make gifts when we are on location. You can use envelopes in the bowls on the tables and place it back into the bowl when you're complete with blessing it. These envelopes will be safely collected by our ushers following the close of service. As a community, we practice sacred generosity by tithing of the gifts we receive. This month, we are sharing tithes with the Congregants' Choice, the Greater Lansing Food Bank. We acknowledge and give thanks for the gifts that have blessed our Unity community, as well as the gifts that have blessed our lives personally. Let us take this time to feel deep appreciation for the love, the kindness, and the support that bless all of our lives as we affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and am glad. Now, together, our closing song will be I Choose Love, followed by the prayer of protection.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace on the planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us, let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. We choose love. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God is within us. Wherever we are, God is, and all